why you need an Employee of the Month program at your restaurant.
Get your knife and fork ready to dig into a plate full of profits on the DFY Restaurant Revolution podcast with your host, recovering restaurant owner, Michael Thibault.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to this edition of the DFY Restaurant Revolution podcast / videocast. My name is Michael Thibault, recovering restaurant owner, caterer, turned author, speaker, coach, owner of DFY Restaurant Marketing Systems, getting you more new customers with no work on your part since 2008. And when I owned my restaurants, I had 6 restaurants over 26 years, and I've done this with a lot of different clients. One of the things that's super important in developing a great service program for your restaurant is obviously your employee culture. And part of the culture is being able to recognize your staff and recognizing the good things they do instead of always reprimanding them about the bad things they do. You want them to respond to positive reinforcement instead of, why did you do that, you idiot? Don't you know we do it this way? That's not really the way you should be managing your staff, because you can't go to every single table at your restaurant. You rely on your staff to create that emotional connection, to give that wow factor for service, to develop that relationship, which is so important for people coming back to the table. And I've always said, great service will outshine shitty food. I mean, you don't want to serve crappy food to your guests, but man, if the service is over the top and it's warm and it's welcoming and it's fun. And I always told my servers and bartenders and hosts, you're the orchestra of the symphony for your guests' dining experience, right? Because it's true. So you should recognize the people that stand out. And I used to do it at my restaurants once a month. Each and every month we'd have an Employee of the Month. Now, here's what we used to do, and it worked very, very well. So we'd get them at the monthly meeting for the front of the house and the back of the house, because you don't want to leave those individuals out as well, because they contribute huge, right, to the success of your restaurant. Coming from me, a back of the house guy, I'm partial to chefs, cooks, dishwashers, and my favorite position in the restaurant, expo. Love working the line. So here's what we used to do. I used to give a $100 cash bonus to the Employee of the Month, and they would use that. Okay, so I'd give them the $100, but they had to go out and spend that at a restaurant of their choice. And I encourage them to go to a nice restaurant and take their significant other, their friend, family member, whoever, because I wanted them to come back the next month and report on the experience that they had. And what was that big learning takeaway that they got from going out, getting in the local area and checking out, maybe it's a competitor, maybe it's a corporate, but just what's the one thing? And I always liked when that's why I gave them $100 so they could, try a nice place. And I always want, because your service can't, or anybody in your organization can't deliver an experience better than one that they've had themselves. Okay, so that's why I encourage them, and that's why I gave them the $100. Also give them a trophy. I used to make it fun. We had all different kinds of, fun trophies. Maybe there was a, gift basket that went along with that. But here's something else that's really cool. So I had a company put in our parking lot right up front a separate parking spot with a sign that said reserved for this month's superstar team member. Okay, so they got to park right up front all month long because, we needed the parking. Thankfully we were super busy at our restaurants, so we needed that parking up front. This was, didn't cost me anything other than putting the sign in, for a couple $100. And this honestly meant, I think, more to them than the trophy, than the cash, than anything. They wanted that reserved spot. And not because it's Michigan, because it was cold. It gave them, every time they went to work, they had this sense of accomplishments, this sense of appreciation. It was just a really nice thing to do, and it was good. And here's the other thing. everybody that came to the restaurant saw that. All my guests, saw that we appreciate our team members, and it shines a better light on us as an independent and part of the community. And guess what? It was so cool. They used to have their, excuse me, they used to have their, friends and family members come to the restaurant, and they park their car there and like, yeah, that's mine for this month. So that was super cool. Also, they got to pick out a special of the month off the menu, or a special drink or dessert or whatever, and we'd put on the menu that it was there, like, Chris's key lime pie was a special of the month, and then we'd put a couple lines about, Chris and what they were like. So we also used to include them in a print and an email newsletter and shine a light on them. We'd do a short bio to highlight them and put a picture in the waiting area when they walked in. This is our team member of the month. So we made a big deal out of it. And all this stuff didn't cost a lot of money, but it really went a long way. And it helped others, inspire them, to do the right thing and be like that. And then they take ownership of that. So it was really a culture changer, and it really wasn't a huge investment. And I really liked doing it. It was a lot of fun, and I got back, some great feedback. One of the other things I implemented as we got bigger, when I had multiple restaurants and the catering had over 300 staff, we brought the catering in, and then we did kind of multiple restaurants and had a fun thing. But we'd also donate 10% of sales from a specific day to the charity of their choice. They got to choose a charity, and we'd make a 10% donation, from the sales from that particular day. That worked really, really well because they got a bunch of people in there. They told all their family, friends, and customers, we were busy. We did something good. I like to do local charities, but whatever they chose, that meant a lot as well. And that's just a good thing to give back. And it made them feel very connected to our company and ownership. So those are some great ideas that don't cost a huge amount of money that can help you develop that culture of, employees that care about what they do and feel appreciated and want to do a good job for you as the owner of your establishment. So try that. Try implementing an employee of the month, team member of the month, whatever you want to call it. Come up with something cool. It's a very good program, and it'll pay huge dividends. Thank you so much for listening. If you want more ideas like this, just check out on our website, dfymarketingsystems.com, and you can get a free marketing membership at the top right tab. Just click on a membership and sign up. Doesn't cost anything, and you're going to get great podcasts, blogs, marketing templates, copy and paste, social media posts, review scorecards for you and your competition. You can check out all kinds of really cool stuff. So join our DFY Restaurant Revolution membership today, and I will see you on, or you'll hear me on, the next podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the DFY Restaurant Revolution podcast. Join us in the revolution by subscribing, rating, and reviewing on your favorite podcasting platform today.